Good morning, everybody, and welcome to FoodTokTV. My name is Michelle, and I am joined by my lovely husband, Paul. Come say hi.
I'm lovely. I don't know about all that.
You are lovely. And we're going to get started here. I'm going to wait for Taylor to come in before I just hop in. We are going to have Taylor joining us today. Good morning, John. Good morning. Welcome in, Betty. Hello, guys. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. There's Taylor. Let me get her up on the screen here with me. Maybe. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Michelle. There's Taylor. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I still need my caffeine.
Look, I got mine. Good morning, everybody. We are making pecan pie bars today, and they are going to be delicious.
Now, are these the same ones that you gave to me?
Yes.
Okay, y'all are in for a treat because these are really good. Like, I was actually going to make content about them because when she came up to Nashville and visited me, she brought me some, and I was going to make content filming me eating them, and I just looked down and they were gone.
I'm so glad you guys love them. I totally forgot that's what we brought you. How cool that you're in my box today and you've actually already got to try these. So you already know.
I've actually gotten to eat this exact recipe by you.
So exciting. I love that. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Michelle. I am Red Wagon Bakery on the app. I'm going to bring my husband over here again one more time, maybe. Oh, here he comes. This is my husband, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
And we are Red Wagon Bakery. And so we're going to go ahead and hop right into this. And I'm glad you're here today, Taylor, because you can help me with the angle of my camera.
Yes, yes.
So we're going to go right down here. Is that close enough?
Yes. We have eyes on food.
All right.
Everyone,
so we are going
to tap the screens, y'all.
Yes, you guys, please double tap those screens. Share the live with 10 of your friends. This is a delicious recipe, so if y'all like pecan pie, you're going to love these bars. So I measure my flour with the old scoop into it and then level it out. I don't weigh my stuff. So we're going to go in here with 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour to begin.
Right, because if you were to measure it just by scooping it in there and letting the flour sit in, that's when it would just mess with the intensity of it. So this is the proper way to measure your flour.
Yes, ma'am. They always, all bakers advise to measure everything, or not measure, but to weigh. For like the big bakeries, they all weigh their stuff. I don't weigh anything. I just don't. That's okay. This works for us, so we'll keep going with what works.
Different strokes, different folks.
Yes, ma'am. We are using, once again, our literally 50-year-old food processor, so it's going to be loud here in a minute. But again, I say, if it is not broke, don't fix it.
Right, right.
I got the saying right this time, too.
Right.
All right, so we got our 2.5 cups of flour in there. And
sometimes if I talk a lot while machinery is working, sometimes if I talk a lot in the box, the app will like direct to my voice. So I'm going to do my whole try to talk a lot.
Okay.
Uninterrupted. We're going to test this out.
Now we're going to go in with 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, tightly packed. I want to know what everybody's favorite pie is. I'm not a pie person. I'm a cake person. But my husband is a serious pie person, so we kind of, you know what I did? Already starting off.
Oh no! You know what? Christine did that same thing on her live.
Oh. And here I was today like, oh, everything's going to be fine. Will you grab me a metal bowl, please?
You know, I feel like that's pretty much every single time I even touch my food processor, I load it up and then I'm like, oh, blade.
And what's funny is I used this morning to chop the pecans ahead of time.
There you go.
And as I took out the middle, I even told myself, make sure.
Home cooking by Tim. He says he likes Dutch apple.
Okay, there we go. So then, oh man, and this isn't one of them foldy bowls, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about pie. I grew up on a farm with a pretty good sized orchard, and we always had apple pie growing up. And so I just kind of became a pie guy.
All right.
My guy.
And yeah, it's great.
I'm not a pie girl.
She's
I don't
not
like
pie.
pie. I mean, I won't say I don't like it. I just prefer cake. I just prefer cake. Okay, so now we're going to do a 1.5 teaspoons of a cornstarch.
If y'all are just walking in, she's making some pecan pie bars today, and I have personally eaten this pecan pie bar that she has made before because she came to Nashville and brought them to me. And this is a great recipe. I did not post it on the website yet. That will be happening right after.
For those just joining, so far in the food processor, we have 2.5 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, and 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch. Now, I will tell you, this is a longer bake time, so we're probably going to go over the hour. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can. It helps with Taylor to be able to read the comments because I got to bake the crust for 25 minutes and then bake it again for another 25 minutes. So I will do a video at the end to post to Food Talk to be able to show the end results after it sets up and everything. But I promise you guys, this is a good one.
Yes, so please be sure you're giving us a follow so that way you can see this recipe posted and the end result. Worth it. I really was going to make content of myself eating it, but I looked down and it was gone.
Okay, this is where it's going to get loud. We're just going to pulse this together until it's all combined. And again,
I'll try talking and see if I can divert the attention. Y'all, if you're just scrolling through TV, we are creators where we put on a live show every single day. This is Michelle Bakery. She's on at 7 a.m. Central every single Wednesday. We work with Central with our time, so sometimes if we leave that out, but 7 a.m. So if you're an early bird, please be sure you're here on Wednesday mornings to check out some baking. My show is going to be on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. I've been going live on FoodTokTV for over a year now on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. So we have different creators on every single day.
You have the other
Lots of different personalities here. So I'm sure you'll find someone you love. And please tap, tap, tap.
I'm the only one that doesn't actually do food because when I try to do food, I flop. I'm not a foodie. I'm just a baker. We're just bakers. So we all do our own creative things, and I absolutely love that because every show is different.
Yes. But like so many of us can't bake.
And that's all I do. So
it kind of drives me nuts when I'm watching a food show like Chopped or something, and then like the person will get to the dessert round and be like, wait, I don't know how to do dessert. It's like, why did you apply for the show?
And let me be very clear. I absolutely can cook. My husband will tell you I can cook.
Oh, yeah.
I just get too flustered when I try to do it on live because it's not something I'm confident in, like I am baking. So I'm taking a whole cup of butter and we're cutting it into little blocks. It's very cold. I froze it for 15 minutes before the live started and then took it out. And we only use the best butter in our baked goods, so that would be Kerrygold. Just saying. We use that in all of our baked goods, and that's what makes them stand out a little bit better, I think.
Yeah. Them fancy butters have less of a water content.
Say what?
The fancy butters have less of a water content, so you get more of the butter content.
Yes, and this butter has never failed. It is my go-to. Now, there are times that I'll use other butter like Land of Lakes. We also use that because we don't have Kerrygold in our town. We have to drive 30 minutes for butter.
You have to drive 30 minutes to get your butter?
I do.
We do, yeah.
I do.
That was some dedication right there.
On the prairie. First world problem.
When I say small town, you guys, I mean small town. We don't have Walmart. We do have a Tractor Supply store. We have $2 Generals though, hey. And 2 Casey's. Okay, and now I'm going to mix these together until there's just little chunks of butter. So again, it's going to be loud, so I apologize.
Oh, yes, she's just going to pulse that, and you're just kind of making it to where the butter is throughout the flour, right?
Yes.
All right. In the food processor, this This app will direct the mic to me every single day of the week. We have all sorts of awesome creators, so be sure you're giving us a follow. Also, so you can see the end result and you can see the recipe.
So what you want is for you still see the little chunks of the butter, but it's not like there's not any huge chunks in there. They're just all small little chunks.
Perfect. Lisa Miller says, don't forget the 3 Mexican restaurants.
Oh, yes, 3 Mexican restaurants. Lisa is from my small town, so she knows. She knows we do have 3 Mexican restaurants, like 15 churches and 22 bars. So,
but no Walmart.
That might be a little bit exaggerative, but here is one. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream.
But there's only one Red Wagon.
That's
only
fact.
one Red Wagon.
That is facts.
Emily Sims says 4 if you count the one behind the bar.
That's true, Emily. She's also from our hometown. I love that I have people from town in my life right now. That's amazing. So they can attest. Awesome. It's true, guys. Okay, we're going to do this again. But you don't want to do it too much.
We appreciate it. Please invite your friends over to this live so you can see her make these pecan bars. For these pecan bars, I had them personally because she brought them all the way to Nashville for me. And they really are good.
Do you usually do this longer, babe, or is that about right?
Is it to where you kind of squeeze it and it sticks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I do it just a little bit longer? Look, I find the recipes, I make them and make them perfect, and then he takes over the recipe. So I haven't made this in a long time. But is this right, babe? A little bit more?
Can I squeeze it?
Yeah.
That feels pretty good.
Okay. So what you want the
Paul,
final...
would you actually tell us what you were looking for when you were pressing it? Or I guess Michelle can as well.
Yeah, I'm going to do that now. So what you want is for it to kind of look like a sandy consistency. And then you want it to be able to stick together like that if you press it. So as long as it sticks together like that, then you're good.
That's a great tip.
You're going to press it down.
Yeah, well, you know what? That one stuck a little bit too much. Let me make sure. I'm going to give it another little go around here real quick. Just because some of them, I don't want to over mix it though. Okay, I'm going to call that good. Just a few
you
more.
don't want to over mix it, but it would be a shame if it wasn't enough.
Yes.
It's a balance.
Yes, it's an absolute balance. You're going to grab your 9x13 baking dish wrapped in parchment paper. If you don't know, because I really truly didn't know this trick until TikTok, but if you take your parchment paper and you get it wet and you crinkle it up and you just stick it underneath water real quick, it will form right to your pan.
That's wow, 2 10-second cooking schools in a row.
Hey, that is a 10-second cooking school.
2 of them in a
They
row.
call it parchment paper because it's parched.
Oh!
You're welcome.
It took me a minute. You can't see my face, but I was like, what? Oh, I get it.
Whew.
That's my life. Constantly my husband making dad jokes and me looking at him like, huh? But it's fine.
By Tim says, great tip.
Hey, again, it's balance.
Yeah, the things you learn on TikTok are absolutely amazing. It really is. Like, I taught myself business, how to run oh, that's got a little bit of chunk, but that's all right. That piece will be a little bit more
It's always wonderful, too, when you're scrolling across TikTok and you don't realize you're coming across a life-changing tip.
Yes, and it really is. Like, when I go to crack my eggs here in a minute for the topping, Christine taught me that if you just gently tap them on the counter first, it'll crack the membrane inside and not the shell. So when you go to crack it, it cracks way easier. We're going to do that.
I love
that. And I just learned that Sunday.
That's my favorite one. Every single time I cook with eggs, I'm like, hey guys, listen.
And my husband's like, no, it doesn't. And I was like, yes, it does. Listen. He's like, oh my gosh, you can really hear it.
It worked.
Yeah.
So we're just pressing this down into the bottom, and that's going to be our crust, our pie crust for the bars. Make sure it's all even. You can still see, look at that butter. That's what, I don't know if you can see it, but that's what I love about the Kerrygold butter is it's just so yellow because it's so real butter.
It's just so
It's
rich.
amazing. It is. It's so rich and buttery.
Yes.
Like, I'll show you guys
all for her pecan pie bars. Love this recipe. I'm so glad she's making it.
We're going to throw this into the oven. It's preheated to 375, and we're going to cook this bottom for 25 minutes. And while I do that, I'm going to make the topping with you guys.
All right.
All right.
Y'all, please be tapping those screens. You have been doing so much work this morning, tapping them for us. We appreciate you. Share with your friends.
Guys, for all the taps and the likes and the comments and the shares and all the things. Now I'm going to get my bowl, so bear with me. What are you doing?
If you're just scrolling through here, welcome to Food Talk TV. We do live cooking content every single day. Right now on screen, or off screen at the moment, we have Michelle from Red Wagon Bakery. And
hi, here's my face.
She's on at 7 a.m. Central every Wednesday. So be sure you're giving us a follow and then her a follow as well. I think I saw Forged in the building. Hello there.
Hi, Forged. Okay, where did we put the melted butter?
Cedric, thank you.
Okay, so for the topping, thank you. You want to take 1/4 a cup of butter and you're going to melt it, and then we're just going to set it aside. So I already melted this before and set it over before we got started. So it would be good to go.
Thank you, Forge, for the ice creams.
Thank you. Now we're going to add to this 1 cup of brown sugar, tightly packed once again. When I tell you guys, this stuff is so ooey gooey delicious. So good.
It really is. I was really stoked when you brought them. Like, I don't think of myself as much of a sweets person, but I ate this exact recipe. She made it for me, brought it all the way to Nashville just for me. That was your only reason, right?
Yeah, that was the only reason we were there.
It was worthy of that drive.
we also fed homeless people while we were there, FYI.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That was really why we were in Nashville. But yes, we fed Taylor too.
Yeah. Okay. But it is really cool all the work that you do, and that you were able to come to Nashville and experience that. Like,
it was so fun. I mean, it was mind-opening, mind-blowing, because in the beginning of the trip, we went down all the fancy roads that took you to, sorry, my phone is distracting me over here with the recipe because it just got really small on me, so bear with me here.
Oh, no. Voiceless Sky, thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you.
And yeah, so when you drive down the good areas and then you go from the good areas to the not so good areas, it's like, wow. So we got 1 cup of brown sugar. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour. And then, oh, I don't have the eggs. Eggs.
I think they get scrambled a little too.
Okay. These are technically supposed to be room temperature, so if we were doing this the correct way, they would be room temperature, but we forgot to take the eggs out this morning. Okay, he's going to grab a bowl.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just put my eggs, like, in room temperature water if I forget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do that too, but I literally just remembered.
Oh.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just mixing this up while he's grabbing that bowl to get all the lumps out. Okay, where am I at here? There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I have to use his phone to be able to read my recipe, and we usually print it out and stick it on the cabinet in front of us, but we're out of ink printer today. Printer ink, that happens.
Or you could just be like me, where I have a very detailed recipe next to me the entire time, and then I just don't touch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you can do that with food, though, because everything tastes good with food. It doesn't matter what you season it with. You can make it good. I mean, it does matter, but to an extent,
As long as you add mustard.
Yeah, as long as you add mustard.
Yeah. With regular meal cooking, there is a level of randomness you can get with that. With baking, not so much.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people
are like, ooh, I think that needs some more seasoning. But with this, it's like you can only do so much before it's like, womp womp. Okay, I'm just getting all my little chunks out of here, making sure they're all nice and mixed together.
Thank y'all so much for being with us this morning.
Yeah, it was
Appreciate
pretty
y'all
good.
hanging
What was
out.
that?
Oh, I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
guys, thanks for being here.
I'm incubating the eggs.
He's incubating the eggs, he
No,
says.
please be. Oh, he is incubating the eggs.
Yeah, he does it all the time. It's actually quite comical because he'll come in and I'm like, what's, because he puts them in his apron pockets, like right here, right? So he comes in and I'm like, what's in your pocket? And he goes, I'm incubating my eggs.
Monique, thank
And I'm
you.
like, oh, Lord.
Hey, I leaned against the counter the other day with eggs in my pocket. That didn't go so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think one of
that's
the
good.
tips I've learned off this app was to get
Right.
butter to room temperature. This girl just stuck it in her bra.
Okay.
Mr.
Well,
Bethel,
I'll give him a
how are
minute because my
you?
son just
Monique,
walked in.
thank you for the heart puffs and the ice creams. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you guys. My son just walked in, so I'm going to let him walk past before I show you guys this egg trick that Christine taught me. October Dragonfly. She's on Sunday nights with Kaz. They switch every Sunday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you limping? Are you okay?
Which I love this tip so much. I love it so much.
Okay. Quiet, sir. Thank you. He's okay. He was just telling me about what he did at practice. Okay, ready? Well, I'm wondering if that membrane's already broke. Let's try
I
this.
don't know. I feel like sometimes it takes a bit because you got to
I
be
know.
like gentle to not crack the shell.
Yeah. I swear it works. There it went.
Here it is.
And look, it's not cracked.
Yeah, it's not cracked. And so what that does is essentially pop that membrane. So that way it's easy to
Yeah, so that when you actually do crack your egg, well, except unless you're me.
I tap mine with a knife. And you know, I will do the spoon too, but just because I like putting it like right up to my ear. Because my hearing sucks.
Like this? Is that
Yes.
what you do, or you like crackers?
Or no, that's what Melissa was that's what Melissa was talking about at Salter Soap and Scrubs. But that's what I do mine with the spoon. But like the counter absolutely
shoot.
works.
This was supposed to be scrambled, FYI, in the bowl, which is why my husband put the bowl right here in front of me. But it's fine.
We were distracted by eggs. It is easy to do.
We were. We were. So we'll just give that one a little whirl there. And then we'll just kind of break that one. There we go. It's fine.
It's fine. We're fine here.
It's fine. And then we're going to mix all of this together. Where's everybody from? I know Taylor's in Tennessee. We're in Central Illinois. Where are you guys from? And do I have any other Illinois friends? Because we are traveling bakers, which means we travel all over Central Illinois to go to different events. So like Pride Fest, fall festivals, all that kind of stuff. And we also go to businesses and small businesses to set up. Because we do have larger social medias. So they like that they're able to help a small business, and we're able to, help promote their business. So it's like a 2-for-1.
Yeah. All right.
It's been really fun.
Let's see. We have Rachel in New Hampshire. Monique's in Rhode Island. Mr.
Monique.
Bill is in,
That's my friend Monique.
Okay. Rhode Island. Yeah.
Corn syrup.
We get a lot of responses to where people are from. Mr. Bethel is in
Yes.
Washington, D.C.
Welcome in, everybody. I love that you can just watch from anywhere on this app. Like, literally, you can watch from anywhere.
Oh.
It's my fave.
We have,
We're going in with 1 cup of corn syrup. This is a lot of corn syrup.
we
So
have
this is
Melissa
definitely not the
in
healthiest.
Savannah, Georgia. All right.
Hey.
Jaybird
All right.
in Indianapolis. That might be the closest person to you. I'm not sure. No, maybe. I don't know.
Indianapolis is only, what, 2.5?
Yeah, about 3-ish.
About 3 hours from us.
2.5, 3, yeah.
Forge says right now watching from Virginia.
Hi, Forged.
Hi, Maria Mall. Welcome in. Maria Mall's
And then we're going to do Thank you guys for choosing to hang out with us this morning. I truly appreciate you guys very, very much. We're going to add in 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm going to put just a little bit more than a half because we measure with our hearts.
That's the extra love.
It is. It's all the extra love. And if you're not using salted butter, which we use salted butter for everything that we bake with, but if you're not using salted butter, at this point you would want to put in about a half of, or 1/4 teaspoon of salt here. Now at this point is when you're going to put in your melted butter, so you don't put it in until the end. I actually remembered and I'm very proud of myself. All right.
Appreciate y'all working hard with tapping the screens this morning. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out and being with us.
Absolutely. We appreciate you. Yeah, we don't miss any of that good butter in there. We make sure we scrape that bad boy. Okay, and we're going to give it another swirl. And then we're going to add in our chopped pecans. Baking is so therapeutic. It's just like, oh, there goes the day stress. And it's only, what, 7:30, so I haven't even been stressed yet today, thank God.
I can make it happen for you if you'd like.
Say what? I missed it, dang it. Okay, 2.5 cups of chopped pecans right on into the pile.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just smells so good. It looks all caramely in there.
Oh, yes.
Does it look about right, babe, like when you do it?
That looks so good.
It does look so good.
Which, of course, I like how baking is so relaxing for you. And I totally get that because baking is a bit more relaxing than cooking dinner or something because that's more so like a chore.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like what we do, and this is just a recent development, I don't even know where it came from, but we've started listening to classical music while we're baking, and I feel so much fancier.
Oh.
Like I feel like I'm in there making works of art while the violin plays in the background, and it really is relaxing. Who's your favorite, babe?
Life hack right there.
My favorite? Well, I call it baking with Bach, but my favorite is probably Mozart.
He's way more classical.
I've listened to classical for a long time, but probably Bach. I love Bach too, but so we do a little bit of everything around here.
The other day he was playing something, and I was like, "Oh, I don't like this. Turn on Beethoven."
Yeah,
and he goes, "This is Beethoven," and I was like, "Nope, whoops." Okay. So this is now nice and incorporated, and I will bring it up to show you guys the yummy caramel gooey. Oh, it's just
Yes.
so good. Look at that in there.
Oh, yes.
It looks like
I am excited for these pecan bars.
oh, so good, and oh, it just smells delicious. We have 11 minutes left on our crust, so what I've done for the rest of the time is I went ahead and I'm going to clean this up real quick, and I'm going to show you guys how to do a multicolored decorated sugar cookie. So I'm going to clean this up and move this stuff real quick. So Taylor, if you want to talk to the chat for a second for me.
Oh, right on. Yes, she's cleaning up. I am excited for this. Be sure you're giving us a follow so that way you can see the final result of what these bars look like when they're set and perfect. I am in love with this recipe because she has driven all the way to Nashville just to bring them to me. And
Just for Taylor.
I think that might be a Food Talk TV first, where it's like we're that familiar with the recipe. Because
I know.
Because we do make each other's recipes all the time as well. So we do. But also we are pushing something that Food Talk TV has. We've had this for a while now, but we kind of haven't been paying attention to it. But it's cookthisforme.com. But the 4 is the number 4, cookthisforme.com. And that's where you can go and kind of give your submissions of things you want to see on Food Talk TV. whether you want a particular creator to make that thing, or if you just want to throw out a recipe out there and we can figure it out amongst ourselves. Or if you have an ingredient you want us to focus on, we've also been thinking about that. So absolutely, give us your submissions if you would like.
Okay, let me tell you. Thank you, Taylor, for entertaining there while I was gone. So these cookies are hilarious because we make cookies sometimes, and then if we have leftovers and they go too long, obviously I won't sell them, but I keep them for situations just like this. These things, it did break, but literally like bricks. But this recipe, these have been sitting there for a while because, again, we just use them to pull out for like videos so that we can just decorate a cookie real quick. And this was leftover.
Those aren't eating cookies. These are decoration cookies. Melissa,
yes, those are not. But the recipe to the eating ones is on FoodTokTV.com, along with the recipe for the buttercream that I'm using today as well. So to do this, we're going to get some cling wrap. And we're going to layer down. And I think we had this conversation one time on live already where...
Go ahead.
My husband thinks it's cute to buy the cheap plastic wrap or the cling wrap.
Someone changed the box.
Someone changed the box to where he thought that if I were to see it in the actual box, I wouldn't realize it was cheap. But you know what happens? This.
He tried to pull a fast one on you.
He did. It didn't work. I knew immediately when I went to go try to cut it. I was like, you didn't. Okay. So what we're going to do for this to be able to make, we're going to make a rosette. So what I want to do is I want to make it to where it looks like it's both white and this is actually burgundy, but it looks very purple. But it is burgundy. Mauve. So I'm just going to lay some mauve down here. Burgundy, not mauve. He just threw me off. It's burgundy. Well, I guess it does kind of look mauve too. So we're just going to lay a layer down of that.
It's like a pastel maroon. I don't even know how to... Yeah.
And we're just going to lay it all down. Like so. You want to make sure that you leave enough room on the ends to be able to twist your cling wrap. Because we're going to take it, we're going to fling it around. Now, I want my white color to be in the middle. So I'm just going to take this and do just a few strips in the middle like that. So that when I wrap it, it is going to put that white color right there in the middle. So now you see you got your color on the outside and your white in the middle. And then when we go to pipe it, it's going to look so pretty. And then we just take it and fold it. I didn't leave very much room on this end, so that might be my cutting end. And then we would normally take it by the ends here and just twist. Actually, that's going the wrong way. Why is that? Look what happens when you buy cheap plastic wrap.
Oh.
So now I got to get another piece of cling wrap to rewrap it to make sure it doesn't come out. But it's fine. It's fine.
This is what I deal with.
It works.
I can almost kind of think about his reasoning there because, you know, maybe the box on the cheap cling rack and not being able to cut it, you know, from that box. I can imagine that being a thought in that. Thinking that it is the box that makes it feel cheap. But nope, the cling wrap does it on its own.
Yeah, don't make excuses for him, Taylor. He knows better.
Sorry to anyone watching this replay, hearing my ugly laugh.
I love your laugh. Okay, so we just got it to where it's in a nice little tight icing log now. And we're going to take one end of it and we're going to cut it off. And then let me see if this one has a number. This one is a 1M. I think that this might be from my Wilton set, but I'm not entirely sure. But this is the one with the deeper grooves in it, and it does say I know you can see one M there. So it looks like that. It's going to make pretty little roses.
Yeah. I'm never sure of which piping tip to use for what reason.
What was that?
I'm never sure which piping tip to use for what reason. It's usually like a money, hope this looks good.
I don't know either. Just an FYI. I just go with it. Like, I've been using what I believe is to be the wrong tip for my roses for a while now because I saw another video and they were using this tip and I was like, that's going on so much easier.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try it today and see if it works for me. And if it doesn't, that's cool. We'll go back to what we were using. And then you just cut just enough of the tip off to where it goes through the bag. These are the worst bags too, by the way, because when they were shipped with a slit somewhere right up here. So yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. But again, they work. I need to find some. Do they do packaging on TikTok Shop, like bags and cake tips and stuff like that on TikTok Shop?
Anything on TikTok Shop.
So that's what I need. I need to find someone like that.
Yes.
Okay. We're just rolling the bag, applying the pressure for it to come out. I am going to I'm going to take a little piece of towel here and do a practice.
Mississippi meets Georgia. Perfect time for her to walk in.
Yes!
Perfect timing. Just mention TikTok Shop and she shows up because this is the gym of our FTTV shop partners. So if you're interested in going live to make live content with TikTok Shop or setting up your own shop, there is a program for under 5,000 creators that she does. So that's the lady you want to reach out to.
So Tony, my question to you is do they have packaging like cookie bags, like heat seal bags, like cake tips and cookie bags and stuff like that? Because that's what I need. I will sell the heck out of some of that stuff. So that's what I need. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start right here in the middle. And I don't like doing these because I shake really bad.
Oh, especially when you have people watching?
No, I just shake really bad, which is why I don't do cakes.
Oh, okay.
Everyone always asks, why don't you do cakes? Well, you see, I had a carpal tunnel surgery back when I was 32.
Oh, wow.
And my hands were so bad, and so now I can't squeeze as well as I could. Look at that. I love that. That came out perfect.
So right now we do have some pecan pie bars that are in the oven, or you're still working on the crust, right?
Yep. It's got 2 minutes left, and I'm going to pull it out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this back over here for 1 second. Yeah. And give it another little stir.
But while we're waiting for those to bake, she's just showing us some cool icing tips and tricks.
Yeah, the problem with baking is, a lot of the food talk people, when they cook, they're able to cook multiple things at the same time. So I could bake something else, but then again, it has to bake. So it's like I still don't get to show you guys the final outcome because after that bakes, then that has to bake. And so I'm trying to find little ways to incorporate different things.
We can all look at each other, pretty much everyone else does sort of meals and stuff like that. And we can kind of look and see what other people are doing with downtime. Because I hate downtime in my shows.
Me too. Okay.
Yes, I cannot stand it. But I do enjoy watching the decorating because she did show us the cool little trick with having the white in the center and then I guess the mauve pink color.
It's technically deep burgundy.
Okay.
Paul said it's mauve. I called him by his real name. I didn't say hubby or babe. I said Paul. Called it mauve.
This is all because of the cling wrap.
Yes. All goes back to generic cling wrap. That's what it is. I got 57 seconds, so I'm just stalking the oven here for a second.
Yes. So this recipe will be up on FoodTokTV later today. After I get off here, I will be putting it up there. I was way too hyper-focused yesterday. There was nothing. Yeah.
Well, yesterday was a big day. There was so much going on yesterday. I think for a lot of people too. It wasn't just me. I was looking through the feed and I was like, man, everyone had a busy day today.
Everyone's busy.
We did so good yesterday, Taylor. So good. I love when we get invited to businesses that only have us there for the day. Because my goodness, like we do so good every time we're there. And they're just like a office building with the cubicles for, you know, where they sit, whatever. But it's just an office building full of cubicles. But man, they love their baked goods at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it makes my heart happy.
That's so awesome.
Okay. So when it comes out, does that look normal, babe?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to look like this. The edges are nicely browned. It's got a little golden brown. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that smells incredible.
Oh, it smells like butter. It smells so good.
There you go with this.
Yeah. And then we're going to take this. And we're just going to pour that right on top of that. Oh, can you guys see that? Bring that over here, babe. I just missed the big shot. I'm so
You see
sorry.
it?
It's okay. It's okay.
There we go. All right. So we're just going to pour that right on over there.
And y'all, this recipe is so good. So good. She has made this, and when she came to Nashville, she brought it with her for me. And
So
it
Taylor
is,
has actually tried it and can tell you
yes.
it is delicious.
I really was
Not
going
all
to make
the
content,
pecans were
but
related.
I looked down and they were gone.
Well, I'm glad that you guys love them.
Yes.
And we want to show them what we got from Taylor in return. He's going to go grab what we got in return. Yeah, he usually wears.
fun pie bar. That's what she's making, and I will have it up on the website, FoodTokTV.com. I will have that up after we get off here shortly. So be sure you're going to follow there. I'll also post it to our Instagram along with the final picture, so that way, and it will have a link to there.
Ooh. Caught it.
So her apron is unlike my apron because whenever I give aprons to people, I don't mirror image. Because like when I do my content with my aprons, like, oh, this is funny. Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
y'all
love
don't
it.
follow my content. I'm always wearing yellow apron. So, yeah, because I will mirror image mine. So that way,
We're going to throw that back in the oven
red mustard, not hate.
for another
But,
25 minutes.
yeah, anytime I meet someone who knows me as Mustard Queen first, you know, if I ever meet someone in real life, I always try and give them an apron. I think it's a cool, and then it's not mirror image, so.
Yeah. I agree. Okay,
No, this
so
one I made yesterday says nobody puts mustard in a corner. And then someone left me a comment saying, I'm going to put mustard in the corner out of spite.
that's funny.
So then I made
So we're
that
gonna-
into an apron.
I'm going to do one more cookie here, and then I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to taste for you guys so you can see what they look like. The cookies that we made yesterday, which are peanut butter blossoms and the lemon cookie. And so for this one, let me turn this here just a little bit.
Yes, yes. So we will have that recipe up, y'all. I love this pecan pie bar, but she's just showing us icing while we're waiting now. I love it.
And now you can see more of that white color coming through as well. And I usually have two hands when I do this, so I can't, I don't shake as bad, so it comes out a little bit cleaner. Look at the
I
pretty little
love
rose.
That
And then
is
I'll do
good.
one more, just because I have it sitting here. And I'll do it with my normal way of doing it, which is just like this.
There we go.
Yeah. So there's that.
I love that.
That's,
So pretty.
yeah. We sell so many of these, and then we're just going to turn around and toss them right there in the trash because, again, these are
Oh
just
yeah,
our...
no, those are social media cookies.
Yes, yes. And I think every baker should do that because sometimes I get in a mood where I'm like, I just want to go decorate something. but I don't want to bake, and I don't want to get everything, I don't want to get everything dirty and yada yada. And
right. And if you're showing people online how to decorate cakes, or decorate, the flowers and stuff, it makes no sense to use.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm sure you probably have some cookies here and there that you just can't do anything with. So, if you're going to throw them out anyway, may as well, make them pretty.
I thought that the decorating would take longer and that we would be able to have more stuff to do. So I guess I'm just going to have to show you guys some cookies because we got 22 minutes left until the oven's done.
Oh, man.
I might make some low pressure eggs. And by that, I just mean scramble a few eggs, throw them in a pan, and not worry about everything else going on.
Oh, no, it's fine.
So these are lemon cookies.
You can show us your stuff. Whatever you want to do. Thank you for the ice creams.
Thank you, guys. The worst part about what we do is all of the labels. And I do have my address here covered. So all of the labels that you have to put the date that they were made on, everything that's in them. Then you have to put the whole little spiel in there with all your information. And we made, 300 cookies?
It was quite a few.
Every one of them has to be individually sealed because we sell them individually. And then with that on it. So it is a very time-consuming,
very tedious
process.
But, that's part of cottage laws for your state's cottage laws.
Yes, it is so difficult, but it's worth it. Now this one right here, this is our literally the most popular cookie that we sell.
Ooh.
What is it? So soft. It's lemon, just lemon. This is one of the only ones that are not homemade. We have this one, and it's homemade. But it's the cookie base is a box mix, and we only have 2 cookies that we make their box mixes. But man, those are so soft.
I can taste the lemon through the screen on those, and you'd be surprised how many professional bakers just use box.
No, I wouldn't.
Well,
no, you wouldn't. I think the audience more so, not you personally.
Yeah, no. It's so soft. And the lemon is lemon topping is powdered sugar and lemon juice and a lemon extract. And you want a piece?
I'm good. The good thing about them is that the lemon flavor isn't overwhelming. It's not bitter. It's not too much. They really are so summery smooth. They're just really good.
When I was going through, and you remember when so I have fed a lot of people on this app, a lot of people who are more well-known, let's say. Jelly Roll for one, it wasn't from the app, it was because I actually went to a show, but I fed Jelly Roll, the Hainline twins, the 78-year-old veterans that are on the app. They have 2 million followers. Amy Bolesky of the Bolesky Experience. She loves the lemon cookies. She's a medium to the stars and loves these things.
So we do have a question. Wildman wants to know, why couldn't you remake the box mix? It might be cheaper.
It's definitely not cheaper.
Yeah.
It's not cheaper.
Unfortunately.
This was, so in all fairness, when I first started baking, this was one of the first recipes that I ever found, right? So I found it, you're going through, you don't know what you're doing. I never made anything homemade. I was just looking for something lemon, and it popped up, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's good. And then I gave it to friends, and then it just became part of our menu, and now everybody loves them. But if you look on the labels, here's the thing. We put right on it, lemon cake mix. Not all bakers will do that. Because they put all of the fancy things and everything that's on the back of the cake mix. And so people think they're all homemade. Nope, lemon cake mix.
That's what
it is.
But if you nail a dessert like that, it would be just so hard to try and replicate that yourself to get that exact flavor. And if you already have the goodness there, don't mess with goodness.
Yeah, and we do have other lemon stuff that is entirely from scratch. And like I said, of everything we make, only 2 of them are from boxes. So this one is not. This one is a homemade peanut butter blossom. This is peanut butter, deliciousness, rolled in sugar, topped with a little Hershey Kiss. And these, usually people only find these at Christmas time, but...
And you can show on the back of that one how...
Oh, yeah. So you can see on the back of this one, this is what you want to look for when you go to your farmer's markets. You want to just see the absolute, what everything is in there. You want to see that it's peanut butter, flour, powdered sugar. I don't think there's any of that in here, but whatever it is, you want to see actual. If you start seeing all the extra foo-foo stuff, that's a box mix. It's not homemade.
Oh, yeah, and you have to list it in the order from most to least based on weight. And I bet that was a little tedious in the beginning.
Yes. Yes, it was. But look at these. This is what, look at the bottoms. Kerrygold butter, man. I'm telling you. I know I keep saying it. I can't say it too much, but
you literally have to drive 30 minutes to get your just to get your butter. Like that.
But it's worth it. Look at the bottom. Look at what it does. Oh, they're so soft.
Yes.
You immediately get the peanut butter.
Melissa Murd says, yes, please, with my coffee, which if you are not giving her to follow, please do that. She is on 6 p.m. Central on Mondays for The Spice is Right with her husband, Mark. And they're live all the time doing cooking content. So, and thank y'all for following us as well. Thank you. We do live cooking content every single day. This is Wednesday morning with Michelle, Red Wagon Bakery, where she shows us some baking. Of course, sometimes we have some downtime because baking's got to bake.
A baker's got to bake, man.
Baker's got to bake.
Thank you for the follow.
She did show us some decorating cookies and stuff too. So that was really awesome.
We're just going to decorate. There's my puppy. We're just going to decorate some more cookies. We'll just do that for just a few more minutes while we wait for the pecan pie bar to come out. Or, you know, I could actually cook and make some eggs. I'm pretty confident.
So I'm just hanging out.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? No one wants to see that. We'll just scramble up some eggs. At least you'll have the sound of the eggs, right?
Sound of eggs, yeah.
And my son definitely needs some breakfast from a football practice, so we'll do that. We'll just make him some eggs. Oh, I don't want to do that yet. And you don't have to do that with these pans either, because these are the Food Network pans. Oh. And they are amazing.
Sorry, I bailed. For a second. I heard my husband's alarm go off, so I had to snooze it for him. Aren't I nice?
Okay, so we're gonna move this right over here.
Yes, cookies, the breakfast of champions. Yes.
Always. Always. Now, we have been baking, so ignore the background there.
I'm listening to the again tonight. All right.
That's butter. It's fine. So, I'm just going to take, how many do you think he wants? 4? 4. Do we have any cheese in the fridge? Okay, so I'm just going to make my son.
Oh, yeah. Show us the egg trick again. What we were talking about the egg trick. Let's talk about that.
Let's see if we can get her to do it. Let's roll this back here.
Yeah.
Ready? We're going to see if we can get it.
Listen.
Oh, it already did it. It did it early on that one.
Wow.
Ready? Did you hear it?
Yes, we heard it. Yes. No crap.
No crap.
This is something that Christine shows us every time she does eggs. I show every time I do eggs because I think it's such a fun tip.
And now I'm going to every time I do it too.
Right.
Because then it allows the membrane to just break. I'm the worst at opening eggs, so don't judge me, okay? But it does help.
So every time I crack open eggs on the show, I always try and practice my one-handed, so I always look like a crazy person when I crack eggs.
Not I.
Thank you for sharing the live. We appreciate y'all. I've been having fun hanging out with y'all this morning.
I can't do this. It's going to break. I was trying to be fancy.
Oh, yeah, no, it is definitely a practice.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys do that.
Like, when I first started doing my show on FoodTokTV, one of my questions I got from people who actually knew me in real life would be like, I thought you would be a lot better at, or I thought you would be chopping, onions like a chef would, like with a cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Like, I thought you would, be better at that. And I'm like, well, that's a rude thing to say to someone, first of all.
Yeah, for real.
But second of all, we're not doing it because, like, professionals, they will cook or cut like 50 onions in an hour.
Yeah. I'm not, look, I may do this for a living every day, but I'm not a professional like that. I'm completely
not like
untrained.
50 an hour kind of professional, right? And so I try to explain that to people. Like, there's a difference between like mass doing something and then just like small scale.
My son likes smoked paprika in his eggs, so we're adding some of that in there for him.
Ooh. You know, if I'm using paprika, it's smoked.
Yep.
Because honestly, the other stuff is just for color.
So we don't do too much to our scrambled eggs. I'm just, you know, he just got home from football practice. We're just looking for something extra to do. So we're just going to throw these on while we wait for the pecan pie bars to finish.
Which I'm excited for pecan pie bars. I'm so excited. Y'all, please be sure you're giving us a follow so you get this recipe because I have personally had it. It is so good. And I'm glad she is posting the recipe online. She could gatekeep, but she does not.
No, I don't.
You only
and there
get
are some
your cheesecake, right? And then one other thing.
Cheesecake and my sugar cookie icing. Not the buttercream, but the Franken icing. There are a lot of different variations of Franken icing out there, but it took me 2 years to find the one that I was like, yep, that's the one.
Yes.
And that was me tweaking it over and over and over the course of 4 years. So I don't even know where the original recipe even came from because I changed it every time I made it. So, all right, and then we're just gonna wait for these to get warm on the bottom. See, I feel better today, Taylor, because I'm only making eggs.
Right.
If I was making sausage and scones and
you were also reading comments and trying to keep up with that, and plus I'm throwing all sorts of advice at you at once, and you know, too many distractions.
Yeah, if you guys were here last week, you saw me in not my greatest moment. It was a struggle shuttle last week, but you know, Taylor
honestly,
was like,
I kind of felt like it was like, well, man, because I used to be in your box all the time, and then we just kind of paused on that, and I'm like, oh man, like,
yeah, my husband was doing great, but it's like when I need something and he has to set his phone down, then I feel like I have to hyper focus on like, you know, what the screen is saying while he's gone, and it just, woo! Last week it was not a good one. Poor Taylor, she did the after call, and I'm just
I did the same thing the day after your show. I'm like, no one's here, but no, we had a good talk, and we're like, you know what, we're going to be in each other's boxes more, because it is a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun when I'm in your box.
It is, but poor Taylor that day, I felt so bad, because she's like, do you want me to let you go so you can panic by yourself? And I was like, yes, please. And she's like, okay, we'll talk in a minute. And then what happened? I opened my daily affirmation book. I found it amazing, what I was supposed to see. I sent it to her, and she's like, well, there you go.
It's just so genuinely awesome that the exact thing you needed at the exact moment happened. It just kind of makes you feel eerie almost.
It does, but it used to. It doesn't anymore because now I just embrace it. Like, yep, that happened.
Right.
So now I'm just like, embrace it, you know? But yeah, I needed that moment. And, you know, it's okay. I don't go live on my own channel and cook or bake or do any of that, because I get very overwhelmed when I do too much at once. And so when I go live from my own page, I'm just talking, because I'm a talker. As you can see, I like to talk. And so it's different when you come on and you're trying to cook something and you're not burning it. And I had a moment. So I am so thankful for Taylor, because she's like, look, we all have a bad life. It's okay. It's life.
Yeah.
Not every life is going to go great.
We'll see you panic tomorrow. Like, let's go.
Yeah, it'll be fine. And I was like, thank you. But yeah, I felt very bad for her that day. I was ugly crying.
Lisa Miller says, try cottage cheese mixed in for extra protein. And the only reason why I love that comment so much, because I remember when I first got a sous vide, which is an immersion circulator. It's a heating element that goes into water and heats up the water, and you put your food into the sous vide and allow the water to cook it to the exact temperature. Anyway, Starbucks has this thing that's the sous vide egg bites. I don't know if they still have them. I haven't been to Starbucks in so long. But I remember when I first got that machine, I tried to replicate that. And my best one was when I used cottage cheese, because I also tried sour cream and other forms. Like I tried like 8 different forms of dairy for that. Mm-hmm. Cottage cheese and eggs mixed together is actually really good.
It really is. I would love that. My son will not.
Oh, yeah.
He won't eat it. I could try it, but he'd be like, what is this? Like, I had to force him to eat eggs. He's not force him, obviously, but he's not a big egg eater. He never has been. He just doesn't like the texture of them. But
that's fair.
He needs them, especially playing football. You know, they're such a good source of protein, and
Well, he knows the value.
yeah, so he knows the value of them. So he's like, okay, I'll eat them.
That's cool. That's cool
I
that it's
don't
not
like
like you have to do that, but like he can actually see the value in that.
Yeah, yeah. He's a good
I'm
boy.
always trying to add more protein to my diet.
Well, how did this get turned down so low? That's what happened. I'm like, I think my apron got caught on my knob down there.
Oh yeah,
My
I think so.
stove knob. Just saying.
Ooh,
got caught down there on the oven.
says that she loves cottage cheese mixed with eggs in her lasagna because she's not avocado.
Yeah, I love cottage cheese on everything. Literally, I dip my pickles in it. So I do, it's ridiculous, but I do like a mashed potato with corn and gravy and cottage cheese piled on top of that, and then I dip my pickle in it. She's speechless.
And potato chip.
I don't like pickles.
Yeah,
And
I
people
have
are
weird
surprised,
taste.
and so I never want to be the one that says it out loud. Like anytime I post a video saying that I don't like pickles, that's when I'm like, "Excuse me, Mustard Queen, what? Aren't they like the same thing?" And I'm like, "No."
But I do. I dip everything in cottage cheese. I use it like it's its own little dip, you know? Like I dip my chips in it. I dip French fries in it. I eat pancakes with it. Like, it's so weird. But I do. I love it. It's delicious. And it's good for you, so why not? Now, I will not watch how it's made, though. We had the conversation the other day in the car, my husband and myself, because, again, he's a farm kid, so he knows all this stuff. And he was trying to explain to me bologna and hot dogs, and then we started getting on the conversation of cottage cheese. He's like, yeah, don't watch videos on that. And I'm like, no.
Like, don't ruin this for me.
Good.
Yeah, don't ruin it. What'd you say, babe?
Those are open.
Yeah, they do actually look pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe
say
just
so.
a little bit on top.
Yeah.
Y'all, I really can cook. I remember the night that I made fried chicken on live, and everyone loved that.
Oh, yeah, that
it
was good.
comfortable.
Yeah.
That's a dish that I'm used to. Well, not used to, but that I've made plenty of times. And yes, I loaded this bad boy up with cheese. I surely did.
Of course.
Okay.
I just got paper plates.
We're
Yeah.
fancy with the paper plates. Because you know what happens? My son's 15. If I give him a real plate, it's going to sit in his room for the next week until I'm like, where are all of my plates? And then I find them all in my son's room. Because that's what he does. He hoards silverware. And I know he's not alone. All kids hoard silverware. Then my mom would say, well, he's only doing what you did when you were younger. I'm like, I
Whoa,
didn't hoard.
this conversation in the comments section. Whoa. Of course, Maria Mall says that she could eat ricotta with a spoon. And, you know, Melissa Murd says that it's a texture thing for her. And then she says she doesn't like mac and cheese.
Melissa?
There you go.
Melissa said that?
Yes!
My Melissa?
Oh, Melissa Murd said that. Wow.
That's my Melissa. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of salt. Okay. Hey, Kai.
You know, people are allowed to not like mac and cheese. No, that's really interesting. I can see how it's a texture thing. I can absolutely see if you have a texture thing, how that would be an issue.
Okay.
But wow, you are weird. Me too, girl.
Yeah.
We're all weird here on Food Talk TV.
We got 4 minutes left, so if you're hanging out still, I appreciate you guys being here through this. I
Oh
apologize.
yes, no, like we have been hanging out waiting for these pecan pie bars because they really are good. And I have not posted the recipe on here yet. If you go to foodtoktv.com, you will see some of our more recent recipes. I need to type up my cabbage recipe from Friday.
I'm going to throw some toast in here. I do have a toaster, but it's in the pantry, and I don't feel like messing with it right now. So I'm just going to get this nice and warm and just throw a piece of bread on here for him.
She's saying that she likes mustard in her eggs, though. Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I scramble
Yeah, for
mustard
sure.
with my eggs. Like, it also, mustard along with salt, like when you whisk it really well and like kind of let it sit a few minutes before you go. Both mustard and salt have the kind of ability to like kind of denature the proteins that are inside eggs. So it has the possibility to like
Yeah, I just did that.
make it to where they're softer and it's less likely to get a bad texture off them, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
that's one of my hacks, is either mixing salt or mustard with the eggs and letting it sit. You can let it sit up to 30 minutes before cooking. And then every time I share that tip, people are like, why are you spending 30 minutes scrambling eggs?
That's funny. And again, I'm just toasting some bread here, so that's all I'm doing over here. He's actually in the shower. I was going to have him come out and eat the eggs, but of course he's in the shower at the same time, so.
Yeah.
But we only got 2 minutes left on the pecan pie bars, guys.
And y'all, if you ever make something because someone on FoodTokTV inspired you, please tag us. We want to see it. We might repost it. We want to see how we inspire you.
Yes. Especially, yeah, I love seeing when other people make other people's stuff because it's like, oh, we inspired them. And it's like, I don't know, it's a good feeling.
And, I kind of felt weird about that for a while because, I don't know, I felt like it made me a copycat, like a copier or something. And everyone else in Food Talk was just kind of like, that's what cooking is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, not, blatantly copying, but, getting inspired by things that are cool.
Yeah.
Like, I made Christine's spam masubi bowl the other night, and that was really good.
He may be in the shower, but I'm going to eat a piece of his eggs because they're sitting right here smelling good.
Right.
Mm.
Yay!
Just scrambled eggs, but...
Yeah.
Hi, Kaz.
Kaz is in the house. Hello.
Kaz, we got 1 minute left on my pecan pie bar.
Oh, yeah, Kaz just knew that it was pecan pie bar time.
I decided that I had a little bit extra time, so I decided to go ahead and make my son some breakfast real quick. Yeah. While I wait for the pecan pie bars to get done. So I just scrambled him up a few eggs here and threw a piece of toast here in the thing for him in the skillet. Yeah, I'm toasting bread in the skillet because my toaster is in the pantry. And it's like in the pantry. So we don't make a lot of toast. We do have a what do you call it?
I do it on just a griddle, a fair amount, yeah.
When we do have it, he just makes breakfast and just throws it right on there as he's doing it, so.
I'm kind of thinking about it, and I don't remember the last time I've owned a toaster was.
Really?
Yeah, I just honestly, I think last time I was in the market for one, I went to a Walmart or something, and they were all like $50. I'm like, I have skillets.
So do you just do it in a skillet, or how do you toast your toast?
Yeah, that or in the broiler.
I don't think we were doing this. That's
cool.
No,
it's been like a decade I have not owned a toaster.
I love that. We got 29 seconds left.
Yeah. I have enough kitchen appliances. Got to make room for my 2 sous vides, my air fryer, my, laundry list.
Oh, God.
I'm going to turn this around to where my husband can hold it. Oh, there he is. Let me flip it, though. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip this because I want to show you. How do I flip this? Hold on. More.
You got it.
Flip. There we go. Sorry about
Yay.
that. Okay, so I'm going to have him. Well, actually, I'll hold it. Go ahead. He's.
Kaz says he has a toaster, just don't make toast. Oh, yes. Yay.
That actually is going to need to go in for probably.
Kaz just got here. Andrea just got here just in time to see these pecan pie bars. And I am personally fond of this recipe because she has made these before and then literally drove to Nashville to bring them for me.
Just for Taylor.
Just for me.
That's the only reason we went.
Only reason you came to Nashville. Only reason you made the 9-hour drive.
Yep. So we just threw those back in for 2 more minutes.
So good. I was gonna make content with them, and then I looked down and they were gone. But we are gonna have this recipe posted, so be on the lookout for that, y'all.
Oh shoot! Look, I almost dropped my son's toast. So we got 1 more minute, so we'll just sit and talk for 1 minute until we pull them out because they will be done. They were a little bit jiggly, so the thing with the thank you for the Babs or the gift Babs.
Thank you for the Babs gift.
Yeah, you want them to be just a little tiny. It's okay for them to be a little bit jiggly, but you don't want very much wiggle room in there, so.
You just want to make sure they don't get overdone.
Yeah.
Or then they get like sandy texture.
They're very finicky. They have to be like.
Just a little jiggle.
Thank you, Kaz. Thank you for the gift, guys. I appreciate you. So in the meantime, we did make, I already threw the cookies away, but I do have another cookie that I can decorate here real quick too.
I love that you were still able to come on and be like, you know what, I'll make some eggs.
Yeah. Well, last week I butchered the eggs, so it gave me a chance to redeem myself to show that, look, I can cook eggs.
Kaz, thank you for nailing the goal. Yes. Because unfortunately, like with baking, you gotta bake. Bakers gotta bake.
Yeah.
So we're getting creative with the things to do while we're waiting. But I love these.
Look, just a pretty little rose cookie. And we just did that in like 2 seconds. These are the best. Like, not these cookies, obviously, because again, these are just social media cookies.
These are social media cookies.
Yeah, these are social media cookies, but I think I like my other tip better, to be honest, because these have more like I don't like the crispy edges. You see how they're like all yucky on the edges?
Yeah.
All right, you ready to come back and do this again, baby?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm going to pull them out here real quick, and then I'm going to set them on top. They're still a little jiggly, but not...
Oh, yeah, that's all right. Here.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I feel like, is it just a little less jiggly so that way they'll carry over cook?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
I can't see because I'm not turning it over. So will you give it a jiggle, babe? Here's your mitt. I don't know. Can you see that, Taylor?
You can see it
Thank
just
you,
has
Elizabeth.
just a little jiggle.
There's just a teeny tiny little jiggle in there.
Right.
And that's and then it'll continue to cook when I put it on the rack, and they turn out fantastically.
Okay. I want to be able to actually see this. Sorry for flipping my camera so much, but golden brown.
Yes.
Delicious.
I am so fond of this recipe. Be sure you're giving us a follow so you can get this.
Well, actually, Andrea, I can. Real quick here before we go. Our little red wagon, we don't have it in here. Do you have the wagon in the car?
It's out in the van.
It's in the van. But she wants us to tell you how we got our name, Red Wagon Bakery. And when my daughter, hi Melissa, when my daughter was 10, she started playing travel softball. So we had to, when I got with my husband, we had so much stuff. Now we have extra chairs and extra coolers and food. So we went out and bought one of those, little cloth red wagons that you just pull all your stuff into the softball games. And she doesn't play softball anymore. So now we just fill it full of all of our baked goods. So like for the event that we went to yesterday, now, thank you, Kaz, we don't carry the baked goods in it necessarily anymore. It's all the stuff for the events. So, yeah. What did you say?
You said because of Rivian.
Oh, yeah. I used to, the actual name for it came because I was working at Rivian. I was a test track driver, which is really stinking cool. So, thank you, Kaz. Thank you. And so, thanks for asking, Andrea. And so when I was working, I would fill up the wagon full of whatever I had for the day, whether it be cookies, Rice Krispie treats, caramel pecan pie bars, whatever it was. And I would drag it through the aisles at work. And so we were originally Ake's Cakes, but I decided I don't like to do cakes. So we were thinking of a rename, and he's like, my husband goes, what about Red Wagon Bakery? And the wagon was sitting right there, and I was like, that's perfect. So yeah, that's what we did.
So much. I love that.
So now the wagon goes with us to every event we're at. Thank you, Kaz. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Again, that has to... Thank you.
Just in the nick of time, y'all be sure you tune in for the recipe. I will be posting this recipe today, and I will alert the masses.
Now, make sure I do want to add, for the pecan pie bar, after it comes out, it's got to go to room temperature for 4 to 6 hours. So you're going to have a long time for it to completely cool. So it gets nice and ooey gooey caramely in the middle. Because if you cut it too soon, it's going to be runny and it's just not going to.
Right. So we'll get the pictures later on in the day. Give us a few hours.
Yes. Give me a few hours and I'll get them all posted and I'll cut into it on a video and we'll taste it and we'll get it posted to FoodTokTV so you guys can all see what it looks like when it's all set up and done.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing this recipe.
Taylor.
I'm excited for this recipe, and thank you all for the gifts. Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys for the likes, taps, shares, comments, and spending your morning with us. I know we're a little different on FoodTokTV, but
it's a fun way to
feed people. And baking feeds me, so it feeds my soul, it feeds my heart, so that's what we do.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central for me.
Is Andrea going on today as well? Oh, no, she's off.
No.
Okay. All right. So
next show will be me. So tune on in for Cutting the Mustard tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central.
I love you too, Babs. Thank you, guys. And Melissa is on what day again? One more time before we go?
Monday, 6 p.m. Central. So for The Spice is Right.
Yes.
Monday.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a great day. And make sure you tune in next Wednesday at 7 a.m. And if you have any requests, Red Wagon Bakery, send them to me, and I'd love to make them. So, or the cookie, what's it called?
Cookthisforme.com.
This for me.
Cook this for me. It's the number 4, not the word. And that's where you can give your suggestions, and it doesn't have to be creator specific. But if it is baking, it will be this creator specific.
I'll be the one. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
Bye.